was quite a show. But we're sure you know the folks at home are waiting. We'd like to stay until this day, but man, we gotta go. Here's a melody that we play for the Christmas season. Hope you're here again next year. Happy holidays. So here's our final tune. Or if that's syncopated, from us to you, we're swaying you. We're in our Christmas mood. So here's our final tune. Or if that's syncopated, from us to you, we're swaying you. We're in the Christmas mood.
Hello.
Hey there, partner.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hello, friends.
We have a bunch of people watching.
We do. That's amazing.
Tell us who's here and also share us out so that we can get some more watchers. We are excited to kind of just wrap up our season and chat about our year and maybe what's to come. So
love that. So glad that you're taking time out of your Monday evening to relive some of our favorite moments from 2025, but also really as we're sitting in our 10th year here, our thinking back at our 10-year anniversary. It's hard to believe.
I know, it's wild, isn't it, Arch?
It sure is.
So funny to think that we kind of just started this whole thing with just wanted to do Spring Awakening,
Yep.
to do a show that nobody would give us the money to do. And so we just decided, let's just do it. Let's just invest in it and we're going to do it. And knew 10 years later, we'd still be going. It's exciting.
It is.
Yeah. So I just put a link in the comments for anyone that wants to join us. We're looking for visitors. You can come into the studio, click the link, come into the studio with us, and we will let you come on screen with us and chat with us. We would love to chat with some folks, and any folks, even if you're just an audience member, we love having that conversation with you. Feel free to jump on. If you're a patron, if you're an actor, if you're a technician, an artist, somebody that loves us, somebody that wants to love us, we just want all of you to come visit. And so just knock on the door and we're going to let you in tonight. And we'll keep posting that link throughout the night. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So gosh, where should we start?
Oh, it was really beautiful season. I mean, when we think about season 9 as a whole, it was really a banner season. We did some beautiful work, some interesting things, and things we're super proud of. We started off with a 2-man show called The Story of My Life, which was just a beautiful little ditty. It was just beautiful. But that was also at the Cobblestone in Farmington. So it was lovely to be back in that space and to try that space out again and work with those folks at the Cobblestone. And they were great to us. We hope we can continue to do some things at the Cobblestone. And then we went and we did In Pieces in May, which was it's a brand new work. It was really just an experiment that we tried, and it was very different than anything that we had ever done or that maybe a lot of our patrons had ever seen. And that went over so well. People really, really liked it. Actually, more than I even thought they would. It was surprising. And then over the summer, we did a beautiful version of Big Fish in the Geneva Black Box at the Boys and Girls Club. So, and we love that space. We always love being in that space too. So it was a great year, and I'd love to chat with folks about all of those things.
Definitely. It's fun to look back and think about. I was feeling as though it just feels like Story of My Life was just yesterday, but it's hard to believe it was just over a year ago. Oh, ding dong.
Someone's here.
Who's here? Oh, look. Speaking of season 9.
Oh, hi, Damon. Yes, Damon is season 9 rock star.
Yes.
Yeah, I went on the ride this year for season 9 for sure.
He was in all 3 productions this year.
Yes. Yeah, and it was just such a fun range of shows that we did. Starting out the season kind of grieving and not really in the best or happiest mental state to ending the year with a character that just can't stop smiling.
Absolutely.
I remember after Big Fish, you had said, I'm not going to forget this one for a long time.
Oh, yeah. It was just such a well produced show. I mean, everybody was it was like one big happy family. I mean, it was just such a great process. The story was amazing. The character was so much fun. and I just, every day I showed up, I had more fun than the day before. So
Damon would come to rehearsal and he'd go, okay, this is my favorite number. Okay, no, this one's my favorite.
Yep. Yeah. There was so much fun stuff to explore in that show, and it was definitely just a good little way to end the season there. And I appreciated working on that show a lot. So I appreciated every show that we worked on this year. I mean, there was just something to love about everything that we were doing throughout the year. So yeah.
Well, let's start with Story of My Life, because that was in the winter time.
Yes.
And it was Damon and another one of our favorite actors, Alex Ramos. And a lot of our fans talk about Alex still from Rent, and they remember him, and they love watching him on stage, and Alice by Heart. So Damon and Alex together, oof, so good.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was just such a vulnerable show. And the most interesting thing about the show is that there was a lot of themes of It's a Wonderful Life in that show, and kind of being in the place that that show is that movie is so tied to, because we have the Wonderful Life Festival and the bridge, and George Bailey's walking around my town every winter and everything like that, and so it was all winter themes and snowflakes. There was a song called Angels in the Snow, which was actually the final piece of the puzzle for the eulogy that my character Tom was writing. And it was just really cool to go and be a part of this show, and then kind of walk out of the theater, because I mean, we were in the dead of the winter. Everybody knows how Western New York, upstate New York winters are in February. And so, we'd walk out of the theater and it'd just be silence and snowflakes just coming down. And so it was a really good time also to just be able to walk out of the space and reflect on, the show and the experience of being in the show and stuff like that.
Oh, you're so right. I didn't even think about that. You're so right. It was very quiet walking out there every night.
And I think it was when we loaded in initially, one of the bigger snowstorms of the year was actually hitting that day.
Yeah.
We were getting everything into the space. So it was really like I was almost living inside of the story in a way, and in some sense. And it was cool. It was cool and something that I don't know if I'll experience anything quite like that again doing a show.
Yeah. And for those that don't know this story, Damon plays a writer in the story, and he has been tasked with writing his best friend's eulogy. And so if you look at the set was really neat. It was all in white, and you can see all of the papers that he's written and tried to write and draft and then crumple up and throw away. And so we used that as imagery for the snow, and just being really full of ideas and not being happy with any of them. And it was such a neat, they all thought I was crazy when I said it, I think.
Well, it was more of how the heck are we going to crumple up all this paper like this and get it out and keep our fingers on our hands afterwards?
Yeah, there were some paper cut injuries. There were some, but yeah.
Raw hands for the set. Yeah. I will say another thing about that show too. If you've never worked on a show with Alex before, you should do it if you ever get the opportunity. He's brilliant, he's fun, and it was really easy to share the stage with Alex, and to be able to have that. We didn't really know each other before the show. I mean, Alex kind of helped out with Sweeney Todd with some vocal stuff, worked on a few shows with Pam kind of when I was in school and working on more things there. But to be able to just build that relationship with Alex on and off stage during that show as well, it was definitely a gift in itself. And if you haven't worked on something with him before and you get the opportunity, I would strongly advise you to do that. So.
He was brilliant. He was beautiful. Yeah. We always joke with Alex that he likes to play the dead guy.
Yeah, he finally got to play one that lived in pieces.
Right.
he made it to the end of that one.
He made it to the end of the show on that one. Yeah. Yeah. I love the imagery. I think that it was, placing that in the writer's brain. Like we really just wanted it to be inside Thomas's head. And I think that really was impactful to watch. And we got so many great reviews from it. I mean, people just really, really loved it, touched their hearts. There were lots of crying in the audience, lots and lots.
Yeah, I had a row of coworkers in the front seat, and
Oh, did you?
the pile of tissues in front of them on the floor was my favorite.
Oh, really?
Oh, they were torn apart from that one. They were still crying when I saw them after the show.
I bet you could hear people crying, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like an applause of sniffles that you would just hear out there.
I love that.
You knew people were out there because you could hear it for sure.
RJ, you saw that show fresh. You didn't know it.
No, I bawled my freaking face off. But the thing about one of the many things I love about our little endeavor here is that we're doing shows that aren't necessarily, they're high quality and they're insightful and artistic, but they're not always the most well known. I mean, obviously you like to do the Sweeney Todds and you like to do the, some of the other stuff that is well known, but at the same time, it's so cool to just be able to discover new pieces of theater. So, that was the piece this year that I wasn't able to work on it. I went like a civilian, and it was really wonderful, really, really wonderful.
Yeah,
oh,
nice. Aww.
Think.
I think.
I that's a ding dong.
There it is.
Hey.
Hi, Alex. How are ya?
Good. I opened Facebook. I was like, oh my gosh, I could cry all over again looking at pictures of that show.
Oh, I know. We were just talking about you. Did you hear Damon talk about you?
Yeah, he tickled my heart. Oh, Damon.
Oh, Damon.
What was that like for you, Al?
That show was really special for me. I agree with you. You could hear people crying. And if you couldn't hear them crying, it's because I was crying 3 times as harder on stage. It was really liberating, really good story about friendship and saying the things that you need to say before it's too late. It was such a beautiful show.
Damon was talking about when leaving the theater every night and how quiet it was outside, and I forgot about that. It was winter, It was a really interesting, kind of cathartic process.
Definitely a different type of vibe driving home too. I mean, I think most of us, when we end a show, you have like that high of energy and like you can do anything. I felt so drained, but in a really great way. It was like silent on the drives home, just thinking about, not even just like choices I made, but thinking about my own life and how it relates to the story and thinking about the people that saw the show and hoping that the story came across the way that we wanted it to. Much different than doing like Rent or doing In Pieces, where you just felt like you had a bite of sugar and you were just going for it. It was very mellow.
Yeah, it's a like a feeling. It's like an indescribable exhaustion that show would give me personally. I know, like after the show, I would just kind of feel like whew, like I gotta lay down now. And a lot. Alex is the one that was running all over the place. I mean, he was running, falling, sliding, dancing, jumping, and I was kind of just at my desk and kind of following him around with a piece of paper for a while. But just the amount of emotion that went into that show alone, I don't know how he ran around like that and put all that emotion into the show. I was already exhausted just from exploring the character after the show. It was definitely like, okay, time to go home and go to sleep now.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about, I've actually talked about that piece before, when life with some topics that have just been out in the world this year about male loneliness and how men having trouble making connections and this epidemic of loneliness. And I was talking about that show in that reason, that's part of the story, is that Tom's so afraid of this connection and what does it mean for him in a larger sense and all that kind of stuff. So it's just very timely, very, very timely.
Yeah, definitely one of those I like to go back and revisit once in a while, for sure. You find something new in that show when you watch it.
Sometimes I do my runs to it. I've told Damon this. I'll like watch videos and just relive those moments. It is very special, a very special piece. And it was the first time I ever worked with Damon. And I know after that show, it wouldn't have been the last. It won't be the last, rather.
Good to hear. Can't wait.
Excuse me for a second, RJ. I've just got to step away for a minute.
Yeah, thank you. Do that. Guys, I was wondering about. I was thinking about. We're talking about you two being. Well, Damon was in all the shows this season, which was cool, and Alex, you were in two, and just really thinking about the experience, maybe threading those experiences through from as a performer, going from In Pieces or going from Story of My Life into In Pieces, and just how that's different. I don't think sometimes people who don't do shows, who haven't performed, don't realize that it's very different from show to show.
Well, see, I would say that between going like from Story of My Life to In Pieces, the energy was definitely a lot different between the two shows. I mean, not just because we had more people, and it was also another show that I myself was very unfamiliar with. I know Alex had done prior work on that show in the past, but it was the first time I was ever hearing about it. But to go from, I don't know, I don't want to say the music was I don't want to say it was like a big ballad in Story of My Life, because it wasn't, but it was definitely In Pieces. Just felt a lot more, just a lot more energy. It just brought a lot more energy back into me, positive energy, I would say. That Story of My Life kind of, was a lot more of a, I don't know, it kind of was a sad show. I'm kind of struggling to get out the words that I want to say, but the energy definitely, I felt that I was kind of launched into In Pieces when Story of My Life was kind of just getting me started, I guess. And then to be able to take that energy from In Pieces and go to Big Fish, I feel like that was kind of where I could just let all of that energy go that was kind of built up throughout the year. And so it was going from show to show, I don't think was a struggle. And I think that it was definitely an experience just in that shift and energy and how that was able to kind of build up through the year, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a really big thing to also consider is like that first show that Damon and I did together. It was just Damon and I. And then we moved into these big ensemble casts where there was different people, different characters, both personally and within the shows. But it definitely, looking at like rehearsal processes and shows, Damon and I in that first one really had to feed off of each other. Like if I was having low energy, I had to lean into Damon to give me something more, or vice versa. When we're in a bigger cast with In Pieces, what were there, 9 of us? Like,
yeah,
there was other people to carry the load and help us get to where we needed to go, and also time for us to rest and not be on stage the entire time.
Yes, that was a big one, because we were up there on stage with Alex and I think that show time was around 90 minutes, wasn't it, in one act. And I think through that 90 minutes, both Alex and I combined were off stage for probably a good 30 seconds. I mean, 30 to 45 seconds. So to be able to have some time to actually go and maybe, I don't know, maybe even just drink some water was pretty good. uh, and the pace of In Pieces for sure. I'm glad you mentioned that, Alex.
I think that's a big part of, you know, what performers put into it too, is like, it depends on the size of the cast and like who you're doing it with, because the company really does bring things together both energetically and, you know, as a show. So I would say like doing that 2-person show is probably the hardest thing I've done as a performer, because I there was no hiding. Like if I messed up, like I messed up. If I flubbed a line, I flubbed a line, and there's no one there to save me but myself and Damon. And it's going downhill, and Damon's going downhill. The show's downhill. But like in Pieces, and I'm sure in Big Fish too, you have so many other characters that pull the story along, and it was just, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, we've kind of moved towards In Pieces, but I mean, Pam's probably got a more formal. But that's a show that I got to work on, and I just completely fell in love with that weird piece of theater. Being able to work on something that clearly isn't finished, that needed a lot of direction in a different way than I think sometimes a director has to do. Pam, you had to sort of create something out of nothing in many cases to hold that show together. And I really ultimately put it on my list of some of my favorite shows that I've ever done. Truly.
Yeah, it was one of those that, you know, we kind of learned more about the story as we were going through it. And we were kind of able to take the pieces and put it together, if you see what I'm saying there. Because the show was very much in pieces, and it was a score. Basically, you know, there was no dialogue. And so we had to kind of pick up on those relationships between characters through the music. And that was kind of an interesting journey for sure with that show too.
When we first started, when Pam and I started to have meetings about it, we had like these pieces of paper with charts on it. Like, wait, who's with who? Is she, is the coffee house chick with them? Like we were like, and it wasn't always clear. That was not always clear. So we had to sort of create some of that fabric. So yeah.
That was fun though. It was fun to make that make sense. And we worked really hard at that. But I was really surprised at how much people really loved it. I mean, really, really loved it. We had many people come multiple times to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping he keeps working on it because I think it's got legs. It's
been around for a while, right, Alex? I mean,
yeah, I used to sing some of the songs in college, but it never, a long time ago. I'm so old. Back in college, but now I think he's starting to put more time into crafting those stories and building those characters and what they mean to one another. This show was really special for that reason alone, that it felt like a workshop show. And people as actors, like being told like, all right, like you have to do some character development. Like, why would you do this? Why would you put your hand there? Why would you say this to this person? That's what makes acting so fun, is when you can have that freedom to create that character rather than opening the book and being like, all right, I'm playing a 40-year-old dude who works on Wall Street, hates his life, has a dog, and does X, Y, and Z. Like, it wasn't on paper. We had to actually, one of my favorite things that we did on the first day is we wrote our names on a piece of white paper, our character names, and we kind of did like this, I don't know, diagram or pictures of what our characters would draw, or what food they would like, or colors they would like, or how we would describe our characters. And I kept that with me the entire show to be like, oh yeah, he would like doing that, because like this makes sense to hear, and then looking at Michael's and being like, oh, see, this is why my character likes you. And I was kind of spoiled because like Charlie and Gray, who Michael and I played, their story is clearly one of the most, I don't know, realized character arc in the entire show. Other people like Lily, Marley, Damon, they really had to build. So am I with you or am I with her? Why do I leave you? Oh yeah, like I'm looking at pictures of her on my phone. That was just a really crazy time building characters like that.
Yeah.
And Alex did all the choreography for the show. So that was another whole thing that he did that was so fun.
Yeah,
and
different. Fun, crazy, different. And that's another thing, RJ, like some shows there's no dancing, like it's just you're singing and you're doing your scenes. Like this show is like there was no talking, we were singing and busting out into big choreo numbers, and that's a whole different energy, skill set. My gosh, like the rehearsals of just dance were exhausting too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
remember.
I'm sure you remember, Dave.
I remember those dances. Oh yeah. The first day I showed up to I didn't know it at the time when I showed up at the first dance day that we had. I was actually very sick. And so I was just like thinking, man, I can't do this. This is gonna put me right on my butt. It's just exhausting me. My head's pounding. I can't do this dance and stuff. This is nuts. And I went home and I had a very big fever, and I came back very refreshed, and I danced my shoes right off the next day. I got in there.
You did great.
That's funny. That's funny.
It was challenging for Damon.
Yeah. I don't know, Pam, if this is a good time because you've been throwing pictures up. It made me think. I wonder if you want to like talk about the website and the archives and what people can see if they'd like to.
Oh yeah, I've been working on the archives. I've been working on our archives and connecting it really more to our YouTube channel. So there's, I'm starting to repost some old videos and things we had that never got posted there. And so I'm really trying to build that up. So our archive is really fun. If you want to check out the work that we do, it's all there. And, you know, it's so, theater is such a collaborative art form. Like really, it takes a whole bunch of people to make it happen. And I know sometimes it seems like I'm like in charge, but it's really not. I mean, we have so many people that have so many parts to this that make it work that I cannot do. I mean, I called Alex. I was like, Alex, you got to do the choreography for this because I can't do it. It's not my thing. And he did a great job, you know? And so we have costumers and set people and lighting designers and technicians and sound folks. And we just have so many people and musicians. I mean, there's so many people that work on these shows together. And so we do have a page on our website with our artists and our technicians now that kind of highlight them because it is a group effort. It really is a community group. So, and I'm so proud of all of us.
Pam, you've got one of our favorite crewbies in the studio there.
Oh, we do. Hang on a second. I got to ring the doorbell.
It's like, what's that?
Oh, hey.
Michelle! Hi, Michelle! We were just talking about crew.
I heard.
Michelle is my number A1 stage manager for so many years, and then she moved away on me.
I did, but I'm back.
And
I'm gonna get involved again.
And she's been hanging around helping us out.
I have, for sure. I was able to hop on while you guys were talking about In Pieces, and I couldn't agree with everything you guys said more. That show was just beautiful and broke my heart every time I saw it. I did box office for that show, and I cried every night, and it was just amazing to see the even throughout the show weekend, how it evolved and is just an amazing piece of art. And I really, really hope that that story continues to be developed by the people who are writing it.
Joey.
Hey, what was your experience watching it, Rochelle? Because you saw that kind of without.
Oh my gosh.
About it, right?
Yeah, so I was a little familiar with the music just because it had been going viral on like TikTok and everything like that. And I had fallen in love with some of the music, but I wasn't familiar. I knew there wasn't a storyline. So going in, I wasn't sure because, as Pam said, I was involved with Theater 444 for a long time. As
Right from the beginning. Right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning, yeah. And we'd never done anything like that before, where there's no dialogue at all. So I was like, I don't know how this is gonna, the audience is gonna receive this. Like, I was all for it. I'm all for a song cycle. I'm all for that kind of stuff. So watching the audience react to it every night was amazing because it was something new that had never been done before by the group or even in the area. And it was something that like every age group loved. We had the young, like college age teen kids who found out because it was going viral. We had, you know, the older crowd who just loved theater so much that they come and support everything we do. And everyone enjoyed it the same amount. It was, you good?
Sorry, I dropped something.
Okay. It was amazing to see everyone's reaction just because like it's, you know, more popular, more upbeat music. And I wasn't sure how some of the audience was going to take it. And they loved it. And I couldn't believe how well received it actually was.
Yeah.
The people that were, you know, that came back, you know, they came back again and again and brought new people with them. Yeah, it was cool.
Wasn't it? There was only 2 places in the country that were doing that show at the time, was it?
Yeah, it's mostly been done as a concert version, you know, where everyone just sort of stands up from chairs and sings their stuff and does their thing and sits back down. A lot of colleges have done it that way, but I think you're right. I think this was only a fully staged version. Second, maybe, Pam. I think we. At the time, I know we looked it up a lot, but
yeah, I think it was the only fully staged. They've done they did a lot of concerts, but not like full out performance. But well, let's talk a bit about what we did a couple weeks ago for the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
Well, that crazy day.
Yeah.
That was a fun day.
We volunteered to repaint the Black Box Theater at the Geneva Community Center. And we bought all the supplies and we went down to the community center and spent about 7 hours painting that place and making it beautiful. And it was just a gift from us to them. And we were so happy to do it. And it was actually a fun time, right, Rochelle?
It was a lot of fun. I wasn't able to stay the whole time because I had a prior commitment, but the time that I was there was a blast. We played music, we were all singing and dancing and just having a ball. There was about a dozen of us, I think, there, and it was people who have, you know, done the more recent shows, people who haven't done a show with Pam in a long time. Our the scenic artists that we've used the past couple of, I don't know, years, Pam, came and joined us and, you know, was our artistic eye for the day.
It's surprising how satisfying it is to repaint something black that was already black.
Right.
Garrett and I went back last week and rehung some curtains and that we had to take down for the painting. And even when you walk in, it was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. And you think, it's black.
It's black.
It's just so cool. It's
right.
Yeah. And they're so appreciative that we did it. It was that made a huge difference.
So here's a little capture of that day.
First love can't be broken. One time should be enough. Oh, you've been
Alice
That's
had to
awesome.
run, but we have a new guest.
Right on cue, too.
Is that me?
Oh, that's you.
Wow, right on cue.
Right on cue. Hi, Steph.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. So good. We were just
Good.
talking about the community center and the day that we went and painted.
Nice. It looks great. I saw the video again. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely just thankful. It's one of our favorite spaces to perform in. So it's our patrons always love it. And it's nice to get the public into that space that might not have cause to be there otherwise.
Yeah.
So, and everybody
Yeah.
always remarks how great it is to be there. And it is, by the way, the Pat Collins Black Box Theater, who
Pat
is a
Collins Black Box Theater. Love Pat
long-standing,
Collins.
yep, long-standing theater
man.
artist in the Finger Lakes.
Yeah. And we're glad to have you there too. And we really appreciate what you did with the painting. It looks fantastic.
So Stephanie and I have been really trying to work on our partnership and working together with the community center to try to create more opportunities for folks to have theater in that space. And she's been so great to kind of work with us and help us try to figure this out.
Yeah. If it weren't for our after school program, it would be a whole different conversation, but we work with that. We work around that. And of course, they're our bread and butter as well. So
yeah, well, we love that you there's so many connections with the community there, and you do such great work there.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's great.
That's
yeah. And I'm excited to introduce you to the young woman who is the performing arts coordinator, who is I'm not sure she's a graduate, but she's just postgraduate, and has a real interest in theater and performance and music and all kinds of great stuff. I think you'll love her.
You just hired her, right?
What's that?
You just hired her.
Yep, she started with us in September. Yep, so just a few months now, and she's really quite mature and poised. And I think getting the two of you together and your team to just start thinking about how to utilize the space together, I think will be really exciting. So,
people would be surprised perhaps to know that, that's a standing position at the Boys and Girls Club National. That's one of they really try to have somebody in every club who's focused on that. I think that might be surprising to some people.
Yep. That's a good point. Not sure if we might be unique that it's called that, but for sure, definitely people in different varieties of life and programming, for sure. We have some focus on STEM activities as well as life skills and lots of other great stuff. So, I hope we have her for a long time. She's great.
I think also, Stephanie, I also think it's important. We always talk about the next generation of theater artists, somebody, they're seeing themselves in that space.
Yes.
That they, it's a space for them. It's not just for other people.
Right. Right.
So I think it's hugely important. So I think it's a great, there's a lot of potential there.
Yes. And I think, our kids have been, this year since September, we've had, you were there at the end of September. Is that right? Early October. When was the last production in the
Damon, help me out. I can't remember. When was Big Fish?
August.
Yeah.
August. So the members are young kids who are with us would not have seen your set. So this could be exciting as we go through the year and try to teach them a little bit about what a professional experience might be like. That's where we're going to start with our performing arts coordinator and just see what kind of connections we can make there, and then introduce the kids to more of a set and a performance space. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
This might be a good time to talk about as someone who manages one of the facilities that we perform in, I know Pam had to step away for a second, but she's got a graphic that is about what it takes to do a show. It's not just about having a bunch of crazy artists that want to do a show. Yeah, these production costs are real. We have to we have to pay for our venues, and luckily around here there are options, but they all have to keep the lights on too. And so, whether it be the Black Box, or we've used Fatzinger Hall, which is in the Waterloo Public Library, Cobblestone over in Farmington, all those places are also mission-driven organizations that rely on facility usage as part of their annual budget. So, there's just things that we like to put in front of people. In some cases, we're paying for rehearsal space, depending on the show and the places. Royalties are hugely. We have to pay anytime we do a production. Whoever holds the license to that show charges a certain amount of money, and in some cases, a lot of money, to produce a show. And we have all those things you have in your life. We pay all the stuff has to get stored somewhere, and we rent these couple small storage units, and those cost a couple grand a year. So nights like tonight, when we can look back at our season, but also ask that if you've enjoyed one of our productions, if you want to support us, and by supporting us, supporting places like the Boys and Girls Club, that's you're kind of getting a twofer. Yes, you're donating to us, but you're also, by way of facilities, giving to the Boys and Girls Club, and giving to Fatzinger, and that's dedicated to the library, giving to Cobblestone Arts, which is dedicated to bringing arts to disabled folks. It's like it's a twofer when you're able to give, and we rely on our patrons heavily. I don't know if you want to chime in there, Pam.
Yeah, this is probably a good time to thank our patrons from 2025. Just an amazing year. They really lifted us up this year and helped us with all of our costs. We could not have gotten through this year without them. This is not a money-making venture. It's a venture to try to keep the lights on so that we can keep going. But because we believe so passionately in the arts and why it's so important to keep doing the arts, it's so helpful to have this kind of support. It really makes all the difference in the world. So we thank them so much. It was a great year. And as we go into giving season, Giving Tuesday is tomorrow. And that begins our giving season. And we hope that you'll consider donating to our 2026 season. You can go to our website, and there's a donation button there that will take you right to the link. And that would be amazing for you to help us continue the work.
Yeah, we were surprised that some people don't realize that we're a not-for-profit. We are, believe me. And we are through an organization called Fractured Atlas, which is a really cool organization that allows small nonprofits to jumpstart their process of becoming a freestanding kind of nonprofit on their own. So that's really something that we can't stress enough. Yeah, Pam, you mentioned sponsoring the upcoming season. I know you've got. Is this a good time to talk about that, or do you want to go back and? Oh, you know what? Let's talk about Broadway World.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna jump. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Steph, thank you so much.
See you soon. All right.
All
right. Right. Bye-bye.
Love her.
Broadway World. We were nominated for many awards this year in multiple categories, and the voting season is open. I I think it's open all the way up to the holiday, but not really sure about that. But if you go to our website, there's a link there that would take you directly to where you would go to vote. And we would just love to be able to get recognized for the work that we're doing. We're proud of the work that we're doing. We think it's worthwhile, but also we do it because we love it. And so if you have a moment and the spirit moves you and you want to go in and vote, I just posted the link in the chat. We would love to have your support on that. So it's exciting.
It does require you to give them your email address, but I've never received any spam from them.
Neither have I.
So it's kind of a safe spot to. I know it stinks when you have to give your email address, but you do. Oh, Marilla's saying hello from band practice.
Of course she is.
Yeah. Speaking of Marilla, let's go to Big Fish.
Oh yeah.
We didn't really talk much about Big Fish, but since we have the Big Fish with us and Marilla is watching, so that was an experience this summer. Really, really lovely experience. Actually, great group of people. Everybody was so into it, and we worked really hard to make that work. And again, like Rochelle was there with us, helping us out, always helping us out. But you saw it from the audience perspective.
Yeah. When you first, so I helped with the tech load in, and you told me it's going to be a pallet wall. And I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. And then when the projector turned on, there was an audible gasp. Like everyone in the audience was just like, oh my gosh, and it's such a beautiful, I love the show to begin with. It's such a beautiful show, but the way that you staged it was absolutely phenomenal. The graphics that you used, the videos, the images, everything fit perfectly. You have a wonderful, wonderful cast, and that's just breathtaking. I think my favorite part was the witch scene in the woods, because the visual of that was 3D because of the way the pallet wall was built, and then you had the girls acting as trees as well, and it was just awe-inspiring to see. It just was beautiful, beautiful show.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those that sometimes I wished I was watching it.
Yeah.
Because you can tell everything's going on around you while you're in the show, and just from the pictures that I've seen, from what we were doing, I knew that it had to be visually inspiring in a way, so that there was just a lot of detail to that show. There's a lot of detail in that show in general, but it was just in the palettes. I can't remember the exact number of pallets that we had for that show.
I want to say it was like 34 or something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah.
She's a true technician. She would remember that.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pallets. It was awesome. I also, it was like when we were like talking about the set, I could kind of think I knew what it was going to look like. But then when it went up, it was like, oh wow, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. Definitely
one of my favorite sets to play around and work with, for sure.
And it was so simple. It was so simple, and I think the simplicity of it is what made the storytelling even better.
Yeah.
A lot of times people think Big Fish, it's got to be a huge production on the stage, and it's got to be a circus tent, and it's going to be huge, and the simplicity of it was what was the most beautiful part, honestly.
Yeah, because then you can add in different details and elements, like the daffodils and the petals and
the oh my gosh, I can't. I cried every night. And I assisted with making those petals, and I still cried every night.
Yeah, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into those petals, for sure.
Yes.
Had a lot of confetti for that one.
Yes.
And everybody wore it, except me somehow.
And I think it's still there, some of it.
Yeah, when we were painting a couple of weeks ago, we were definitely sweeping up confetti.
Yeah, Garrett and I found some when we were hanging the curtains up in the
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had, because actually the jars in that picture, the daffodils that you see in the circle, a lot of us were able to take one of those jars home that were in the show.
Yeah.
And I have it still sitting on the windowsill above my bed right now, but I had one night that my cat decided to jump up on the windowsill in the middle of the night and knock the jar over. So I woke up to the
Good
jar
heavens.
falling over and confetti flying around in the air all around my bed because there was still confetti in the flowers when they fell. So it was one of the most colorful wake ups I've ever had from my cat.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Hey, Damon, talk about Avi for a minute.
Oh, Avi's great. Super, super, super nice kid. If you never met Avi before, he's very sweet. He's smart. And geez, did he pick up those stilts like nothing? Like he was walking around on those things like he grew them one day and they were just part of his body. I mean, I couldn't believe how good he was at walking around on those things. And I don't know, there's a point in the show too where he would come out of the door, because originally we were thinking there's no way Avi's going to get backstage. He's just going to have to sit on set the whole time, like in this little box in the corner, have his own little home on set. But he made it work. I mean, he crawled in and out of those doorways, almost looked like a monster, like a Slender Man or something coming out of those doorways on those stilts. But he was amazing on those stilts, and I just loved it. So, and I'd been seeing Avi in some things once in a while. I mean, I'm a little older than Avi, but he was doing a lot of shows. Went to the same high school as me, and so I come back and watch him on stage sometimes. And he's just he's a joy to watch, and he definitely will take something like the Giant and do the best that he can do for you, and put everything he can into it. And he absolutely did. And he nailed it. So it's awesome.
That's Damon. I'm glad you said that's kind of a perfect connection, because as I was saying to Stephanie about the future of theater artists and getting young kids in that space and how exciting that could be, Theater 444 also helps our local high school in Geneva, New York, produce their spring musical, because like Damon was and Rochelle and both Pam and I were proud products of our high school drama programs. We feel really strongly that it's important to keep that pipeline alive and give those not only to be future artists, but also to provide a space, the brave space that theaters provide to students who may not have a home other places inside of the school. So we'll be working on Singing in the Rain with Geneva High School, which one of our scenic artists, Simon Hadley, will be getting to figure out how to make it rain.
I wish him all the luck, and I can't wait to see it.
He's got a cool idea. Does.
Simon always has cool ideas, and they turn out wonderful.
I know. So we're looking forward to that. It's a little bit timing wise for high school is a little different. It's going to be in February instead of March. But Pam's already been in rehearsals and tap dancing practices and all sorts of stuff.
And filming. We're doing movies. We're making movies. I mean, there's so many aspects to that show. So it's been interesting already. Yeah. Because it's about the silent movie era. So there's some movies that we're going to film. So that's part of it too.
Pam, we're over the hour mark here. So is there anything else in particular that you want to highlight?
I'm looking at my list here. Just make sure. Tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, and we're really hoping that we're going to get some donations tomorrow. That really is what drives us the most as far as financials, but it's most helpful to have volunteers too. I mean, if you don't have the money to donate, we love having people come and help out and volunteer in all kinds of ways. So if you've always wanted to learn how to do something, like come on down, and we're happy to have you. So that's a great thing too, that you could do. The other thing is really following us on our social media. Social media has been the one way we've been able to connect with people. We have our socials on, all the things, all the socials, but you got to follow them. And we really hope that we can start to get folks to actually click the buttons, because you got to like and follow in order to keep us in your feed and keep in the know of what's happening. And so we really hope that starts to happen too. We have so many great ideas for the new year. One of the things that we are talking about doing is a monthly theater talk with our technicians and technical folks. And our first one is going to be January 4th. And my buddy Nick Bissett is going to join us, and we're going to talk about directing and what that's like and what it's like to be a director. And hopefully every month over the next year, we'll be doing some aspect of theater, because there's so many parts to it. And so we'll have some specials about lights and sound and costuming and props and all kinds of things, stage managing, all kinds of things. So we're excited about trying to get that in place. And that'll be just free on Facebook and YouTube stream once a month, just to kind of talk about theater, because it's way more than what you actually just see. I know the technicians were always like, if nobody knows we're here, then we did a good job. Right? If you're really just watching the show and enjoying the performances and the story, then we did our job really well. And so we kind of disappear into the walls. And so I want to bring those folks out this year and really share their knowledge and what they do for us, because they keep us going for real. So yeah, I'm excited about trying to do that. We're also looking to put together a committee. We'd like to do a Cheers to 10 years. We want to do a little show that we're going to put together, kind of celebrating our 10th season and a kind of reminiscing back all the things that we've done. So we're excited about that happening as well. So yeah. I have a little video to share with you that we got from a patron, and I wanted to give him an opportunity to share his thing. Can I share that now? Okay, let me do that.
Tomas Gonzalez here from Geneva, New York, and I wanted to take a minute and tell you why I think that the work that Theater 444 does is of vital importance, especially today. I think we can all agree that we need a lot more love, positivity, and joy in our lives, and through their several productions a year, that's exactly what Theater 444 does. The creative team, headed up by Pam Raposa, produces and presents to the Finger Lakes region productions at a scale that rival Rochester or New York City, and obviously we don't have to travel, and the cost is a lot less, but the production and the performances are right there on par with those. And when I say creative, here's an example. Last year I went to their production of Sweeney Todd. And I've seen and heard Sweeney Todd hundreds of times. I know that show. And so when I went in, I knew I was going to enjoy it because I enjoy the music, but I really went to support local theater and friends and family. I was not expecting what I found. Pam and her team reimagined a show that people have been seeing for years. They put it into the round, and it produced this immersive experience for the viewer that really changed the perspective and the experience of the person attending the show. I'd never seen anything like that before, and like I said, I've seen that show many times. It was incredible. It was making something that we all had seen many times and making it new and different and exciting. So I really appreciated that. The other thing that I think that the theater group does that I think is important is for each individual person. I think the previous, I don't know if you remember, there was a coach, a basketball coach, Jim Valvano, and Jim Valvano said that there were three things you could do each day, and that would make a great day. One was to think, one was to laugh, and one was to have your emotions move to tears. Those three things: think, laugh, and cry. If you do those things, it's a good day. It's a heck of a day, as he would say. And I can tell you, as an individual going to the theater, that Theater 444's performances do all of that for you. You will laugh, you will cry, and you'll think. And you'll experience something new like I experienced with Sweeney Todd. So please support your local theater, in particular support Theater 444. You will not be sorry.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, Tomas. What a wonderful tribute.
Wasn't that nice? He sent that to me and I just was like overwhelmed by it. So nice.
That's so great. What a great thing. What a great thing. And we could talk for an hour about Sweeney Todd.
I know. Oh, I know.
Damon knows that's one of my favorite roles he played with Eden. It's one of my favorite things I've ever seen him do because it was so different from any other. It was so good. But yeah, wow, that was great. Thank you, Tomas.
And don't just support us, support all community local theater. We are a proud member of Theater Rocks in Rochester, and these are the upcoming shows that are happening in Rochester over the next few weeks in December. So go to the theater. Like, it's just so important that we keep the theater alive and get people back in the theaters. COVID really did a number on us as a community, as a theater community, and taking people out of that space made it really hard to get you back. So if you could do anything this holiday, maybe go see a show. That would be amazing. So, well, thanks you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
People keep asking me, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? And it's so hard because we want to tell what we're doing next, but we're still in the planning process. And it's a hard process when you don't have your own space, because we have to wait for spaces to agree on timing, and then we have to apply for rights, and then we have to pay for rights, because we can't just announce without saying that we've paid for the royalty and that we've secured space. So all of those things have to happen first before we can tell you what we're doing. But we have lots of ideas, and season 10 is going to be focused around strong women. We think it's important to lift women up right now. So we put together a little teaser for you to give you something to think about. Just leave it at that. And thank you all for joining us. And
by the way, Pam, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
yeah,
if you're sitting out there watching this and you are interested in helping us to realize a dream, our next dream, which is really to have our own space, and you've got maybe a building that you'd like to consider for adaptive reuse, you'd like to be a partner financially, we're really we would love to talk to you more about that. If you've been to one of our shows in the Black Box, you know that it's really just a box, and you might have a nice big box that you'd like to have some theater in, and we'd like to talk to you about it.
We're always looking for investors and people that want to support us in actually creating a brick and mortar space for us to live in. I think that's our ultimate goal, and we're not there yet, but we sure would love some help to get there. So If we don't see you, we hope we'll hear from you tomorrow on Giving Tuesday, and have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you, Damon and Rochelle and RJ.
You're welcome. I show that teaser video. It's so good.
We're going to show the teaser. That'll be our way out. Okay. So good night, everybody. Thanks so much. Here's a little something to think about.
Thank you.